Welcome to Italy. I'd had this discussion with Brian a couple months back, and I was like, I want to go to Italy and I want to go for 2 weeks. And he's like, absolutely not, I can't go. He's like, you want to go, you go, but I can't go. I wasn't really sure if I would share this on the show because I would like to keep a lot of our stuff private, but I'm going to go ahead and share this piece of it because I'm sure there are a lot of husbands and wives or boyfriends and girlfriends dealing with when their partner is, going at 200 miles an hour, or you both are going at 200 miles an hour, but one doesn't want to stop, or one thinks that taking their, foot off the gas is going to be, life or death. And I kind of sat with that for a few weeks. And then I approached him again and I was like, look, I'm going to go with or without you because this is for me. I literally keep putting Italy on the back burner, and it's the one place I am dying to go to. I have to do this for me and I owe this to myself. And he looks at me and he goes, okay, I'm going to go with you because I want to see Italy too. And I'm like, okay. So he changes his mind, and I'm already beginning to, I had already started booking the process for one person. He gets on board with it, but as the days were approaching, I had a lot on my plate, and he had a lot on his plate. And I could feel the stress in our home, of all the things we had, and we had 2 trips right before we came here, which were work-related. While we were packing and doing things, I was very excited, but I could sense the hesitation in him, especially I have so much to do, and I have this, not that he was saying it to me, but I could feel it. As the months went on and progressed, things progressed in his work where it was getting harder for him to step away. Long story short, we figured it out. He figured it out because he knew how important it was for me. And ladies, this is a lesson. This is a moment, and men, if you're watching, and this plays both ways, but for me, obviously, from my perspective, love is not all about take, okay? A relationship is not all about you do this for me or you do that for me. Why aren't we willing to go the extra mile for them and put work first, or put finances first, or put our responsibilities first, when ultimately isn't life all about this at the end of the day? Isn't that why we're doing everything? Isn't this why we're working? Aside from the fact that both of us actually work in industries and in things that are now our purpose, that we both have been lucky enough to find our purpose in life. But isn't there more to our life than that? Of course there is. There's people, there's relationships, there's fun, there's travel, there's laughter, there's joy, there's everything in life. Life is not just one thing. What are we doing all of this for if we can't stop and enjoy it? I don't want anything or any of this if I can't go explore the world or do things that make me happy. And it's very easy for especially driven people or people who are entrepreneurs to get caught up in, it's not the right time for a vacation. It's not the right time for me to do this. It's not the right time for me to make music. It's not the right time for me to go on a trip. One of the tough conversations that I'd had with him, and we're both in therapy, by the way, which has been super helpful, was that we need to take more time to create new experiences as a couple, not as business partners and not as friends. And I feel as though for the last, I would say 5 years, 2021-ish, we have been more friends and more business partners and just kind of living life like this. And then when I started my company, we were going like this. And that was it. That was the only issue, but it wasn't going to fix itself. And so this year has been a very active, very intentional year for both of us. I have always been very clear about making sure that we both put ourselves first, meaning us individually. So he should put himself first and pour into his own cup, which means his health, his fitness, his mental, emotional states, give to yourself first. And I'm going to do the same. Then comes our relationship, then comes work and career, and then come family and friends. For us, that is just the way it has always worked. Is it always followed through? I would say 90% of the time, yes, but I will say that there are moments in time and throughout our lives, especially when our careers have taken off and we're kind of in the thick of it, where sometimes we go, okay, we put ourselves first, and then instead of putting the marriage first, we put work first. We're so trying to stay afloat, me keep up on my stuff, he keeps on his stuff, and then work. But then sometimes what happens is, and then obviously friends and family, but what happens is when we come home at night, it's oh my God, I'm exhausted. And then we just want to go to sleep. Or you know, we don't want to travel or we don't want to do something because we'd rather just like take a chill pill because our lives professionally are just going at 200 miles an hour right now. All of that went out the window the minute the plane landed and I started crying because he grabs my hand and he goes, I know how you feel, because he has the same affinity to Egypt. And he goes, I know how you feel. He's like, just let it out. He's like, and I'm here and we're going to make this the best 2 weeks of our lives. Like, I'm so happy. I looked at him and I could feel he was feeling some sort of way, like, wow, like, good thing we're here. We get here and we immediately like fall in love with Italy. We're having a great time. I know that this has inspired him and me. This is gonna make him a better person at work now, probably for the next 3 to 4 months or 6 months or a year. I'm coming back with so many ideas for the show and for the company in and of itself. I feel way more connected to Brian than I have in probably the last 4 years. I feel very grateful, and I feel such a sense of centeredness and connection to myself. Had this been a work trip, none of that would have happened for me because we would have been on the go. We wouldn't have taken time to connect with one another or connect with ourselves. Like right now, he's at the pool, away, enjoying his time, not working, not dealing with the dogs at home, not dealing with the responsibilities of home, but just like disconnecting for a couple days. And I feel like that is a very underrated life hack. And I'm not saying that everybody has to pick up and leave and come to Italy. No, wherever it is that you want to go to, whatever your spot is, I do believe that there is power in stepping away. And I don't think that there is a perfect time for that ever, especially when you're an entrepreneur and own your own business. You have to make those decisions and you have to be very intentional about it, just like you're intentional about decisions and life when you're working. And it's so much more fulfilling. You know, you need all of it. You need all of it. I've always said this, we are multifaceted beings. Women are multidimensional. We need to fill up all of our cups. But I think the same goes for men. That's one of the biggest takeaways. I'm seeing Brian in he's acting like the kid he was in law school when I met him. Rapping, singing, playing. He didn't even go to the gym. He's been playing tennis. Or he'll go for a jog. Or he'll do some yoga. Like different things. Not stuck in his ways, which we are both always stuck in our ways when we leave the country. Whenever we're traveling, we are more stuck in our ways than before. Like, got to stay in our routine, got to work out, have to lift weights, have to do this, stay on track. And seeing him actually enjoy everything that he's been working for all these years and actually pull from life and enjoy it and sit down and like he sits out here sometimes, not here on the balcony, but downstairs. If you guys see, we'll show you, there's like a lake beach over here. He will just sit there and like drink his coffee and like we'll look outside and like enjoy it. Not looking at his phone, because this guy's always on his phone, guys. Rightfully so. He has a very demanding job. But I'm noticing that. And that makes me happy. Like we feed off of each other, you know, like me seeing him always on this and him always on his phone. And also it's like energy, right? It's like constant, like sporadic energy, which after years and years of that, it's going to drain you. It's going to kill the spark. I'm going to tell you that right now. Being here, and we've only been here for 4 days, we still have like 6 or 7 more days here. The change that I have seen in him, I think I have to leave that for another episode, maybe after this Italy trip is complete, is beyond. So if you're a guy watching this, I want you to think about the things that you personally want to do, but you keep pushing on the back burner. And also think about the things that your partner would love to do, but you keep saying next year or the year after, or when you have X amount of money, or when you get promoted, or when you have more time, or the biggest excuse I hear is when our kids are older, or when the kids are out of school. Life is happening now, and I don't think there's any time better than the present moment. And just know that there's never gonna be a moment where it just falls into your lap. You will always have to step back, reroute your schedules, fix everything, and then make the leap to whatever it is that you want to do. It's never like the movies, I guess is what I'm trying to say. With that being said, I'm honoring different seasons, different phases. I don't care if someone can digest all of me or not. Like, this is who I am, and I'm honoring this in myself. Like, I want to go here, I want to go there, I want to build a company, I want to do this, I want to work hard, and I want to play hard. That's what I have come to, but I actually am living it now. I'm embodying it now. I've done it on this trip. I can feel it now, what it does to me. And that doesn't mean go on a trip and work hard on the trip. That means work hard. When you go on the trip, disconnect. That is for me. That is for everything that I have been doing and working for. And this is how I come back a better CEO, a better wife, a better friend, a better sister, a better daughter, and a better person all around. With that being said, it doesn't always have to be trips. I'm going to give more to myself. But at the same time, because I know how good that feels, I'm also going to honor this in other people in my life, whether it's the people on my team, my employees, Brian, my family, my brother, my friends. My friends are all in different phases of life. And it's funny because I'm not in any phase that any of them are in right now. I probably have the most awkward, weird phase going on at this moment that they do. Everyone's having kids, everyone's kind of a little bit ahead, doing different, I don't want to say ahead, but like doing different things. And me, I'm out here doing something very different. And my life is very demanding in different ways. Their lives are demanding in other ways, not good or bad. No comparison. I'm not comparing. I'm just saying that to honor that as a woman, to honor that in myself, I now know what it feels like to be accepted and loved and honored for who I am in all facets of me. And now I want to extend that to other people in my life just naturally, on my own. And nothing is more beautiful than that. When you show up in life without judging others because you've been there and you know what it feels like to be on the other side now, you want to hold space for other people in your life to explore those sides of themselves. And that's how I feel. Like I want all the women in my life to feel safe to explore different sides of them. Just because today they said to me they don't like the color blue doesn't mean tomorrow they can't come to me and say they like the color green. No, they should be able to do that. And that's just an example I gave right there. So that's one of my takeaways from my birthday. Another thing is someone who values presence. Even when I go back to Miami, I want to be present. If I'm cooking, I'm cooking. If I'm with my dogs, I'm with my dogs. And if we have date night, the phones stay at home and we have date night. That is how I intend. Now, obviously, I will share with you guys as the Sunday solos progress where we fell off the wagon and where we kind of stuck to this new way of life that we're trying to incorporate because it feels so good. But I don't want vacation to just end here. I am trying to build a life that I don't need a vacation from, where my day-to-day feels as fulfilling as it does here. Obviously, me sharing all of this in a funny, weird way, I hold myself accountable when I say things out loud, and knowing that this is out there in the ether somewhere and hundreds of people are watching. I don't know. I think I'm going to pull through on this one. And I hope that this inspires somebody out there to pick up and change their lives for the better. I don't care where you are. Start wherever you are. Be more intentional with your days. Be more intentional with your partner. Do whatever it is you have to do to kickstart that jump. Like for me, for us, it's this trip. But it took me to do this and plan it and get over here, no matter how uncomfortable it was for him or for me, or how inconvenient this was for him or myself. And now from here, I think it's up to us to continue to nurture this and water it, because ultimately, and I think everybody watching this would agree, our lives are nothing without the people that we love and care about the most. But we can't be there for them, and they can't be there for us all the time until we love ourselves enough and honor ourselves enough to give ourselves whatever it is that we think we need in all areas of our lives. And life is what you make of it, guys. So ask yourselves, what does your life feel like and not just look like? Because I know with Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and all of these things, what does it feel? Are you just posting to post? Are you trying to stunt on somebody out there? Are you one of those girls who's posting up at Gecko but like unhappy and like just, not fulfilled in life? I'm not judging you. I'm just saying this is your time to step back and say, why am I putting time and effort into posting and posing like this? Why don't I take this time and effort to really fulfill myself, to make myself feel like I really am fulfilled and happy? I think that we should spend more time chasing real, deep, sustainable dopamine and not cheap dopamine. Quit the phone, quit the scrolling, quit the posting, stop trying to compare your life to other people. Do whatever it is that you've always wanted to do. That's your ticket. This is your sign. I'll see you guys next week.